want the club sandwich. I want the cold Mexican beer. I want a $10,000 a night hooker.
Well, E3 has come and gone this year, and we have Vidya to talk about, and then we have to talk about Reset Era. My name is Micah Curtis.
And I'm Alex Baldwin. I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah. Welcome to Micah and The Hatman on Paul. No, this is Micah and The Hatman live. I fucked it up. Let's just hit the video. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to start off the pleasantries with E3 picks. Also, Thesk is here.
Hey, hadn't seen you in a while, buddy.
Thesk, we need to play Sea of Thieves sometime. Anyway, let's go ahead and get right to it. Hatman, top 3 picks of the show and why?
All right, well, in honor of Thesk being here, I'll just go ahead and talk about Halo then. Yeah, Halo Infinite because of course y'all know I love my Halos. It's interesting that they have sort of pushed it up to be a launch title for Project Scarlet, even though it will also be on the Xbox One, which is kind of interesting. I mean, I guess, go for the Twilight Princess Breath of the Wild approach. Why the hell not? But still, it looks good, and they say it's supposed to be a softer reboot of Halo also, which I'm very curious about. I mean, given the state of the story after Halo 5, good God. And yes, 5 is still canon according to them, which is bullshit. Let's be real. It's bullshit. But given the state of things after Halo 5, it's interesting and maybe even a little concerning that they're calling this a soft and something that they think new players can be able to jump into without having to go back through all the lore. No gameplay footage, of course, but me being a stupid Halo fanboy, I don't care. I'm all for it. What happened in 5? Cortana turned evil. Cortana's death in Halo 4 meant nothing. She became the big bad. It was stupid. Am I going to continue with E3 picks?
Yes, of course. I'm
okay.
waiting for you to talk about Banjo-Kazooie in 12 hours or whatever it's called.
Oh. Okay, yeah, Banjo-Kazooie and Smash. This isn't a game, this is DLC. This was literally the most exciting moment of Nintendo's E3 presentation for me. And I thought it was honestly a little lackluster, which is kind of weird coming from a primarily Nintendo fan. And Breath of the Wild 2, I haven't played the first... God, that's kind of weird to say. I have not played Breath of the Wild, so I have no strong feelings one way or another about the sequel. But yeah, freaking Banjo-Kazooie in Smash, and the fact that everyone lost their collective shit over it. It's something that people have been kind of expecting for a while, and I said if you've been paying attention up to this point, it's not really a surprise, because Phil Spencer himself had said, yes, I want to get Banjo in Smash. I'd love to have Banjo in Smash. So it's not a huge surprise. But a welcome one, to be sure. It's something that I'm looking forward to, at the very least. And it's not the crappy Mega Bloks version of Banjo either. That's the best part. It's like proper Banjo-Kazooie. And last one is 12 Minutes, which is a game that I kept thinking about after the show. It was only like a little bit of Microsoft's little indie showing there, but it looked like freaking Groundhog Day almost. It looked like a Groundhog Day type game. And that's something I'm interested in playing. That looks like the sort of interesting indie game that I would pick up, on a whim. Figure it out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to. And also, y'all know I'm a big fan of Groundhog Day too. So why the hell not?
Yeah, I definitely like the concept of that one for sure.
Yeah, I do like the idea of live, die, repeat. Why not? Edge of Tomorrow. What was Tim Sorrett's game?
The last
that they had at
night?
the show last year. Yeah, that's it. No sign of it this time. I think y'all know why.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be able to find the funding for that one. But yeah. I have to bring up a song for my picks, and we all know why. Because I played the Keanu rant plus I'm with Stupid by Static X for Cyberpunk. But the first game I have to talk about is, of course, Doom.
Oh yes, I love me some Doom.
Ah, there we go. So, Doom Eternal. Ooh, boy.
Game of the year? Game of the year already?
I don't know, but I want to play it. And I only have to wait till the fall to play it too. It's going to be one of the several games that come out in November that are going to be huge. I'm going to have to save like $400 for just November alone. This is one where I'm actually genuinely considering to see if they do a collector's edition for the PC. I want that helmet.
I was just about to ask, are you going to buy the helmet?
I don't know if I could fit it around my giant melon, but I want it anyway. I'll put it on Cthulhu. Because that's not a scary thought. Doom Cthulhu? Ugh.
Whoops. We're all dead.
Doom Guy versus Cthulhu. There's a game for you.
Oh god.
But fuck. Like, it looked awesome. Like the shoulder thing basically makes you the fucking predator, and then you have a shotgun with a grapple attached to it. Like, it looks amazing. It looks even better than the last Doom game, and that's saying something. Like, the verticality has been increased considerably. You are all over the fucking place in this game. I want it!
Platforming Doom. Who'da thunk it?
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy. Then, of course, we have Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk.
Breathtaking.
Yeah. And I have to say, it's hard to say if there's any one country that won E3. Poland did, certainly, with having Keanu fucking Reeves in their video game.
Poland is based. It continues to be based.
Yes. But no, I'm psyched for Cyberpunk. It looks really, really good. It looks like what everybody wanted out of Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Pretty much. It's going to have a big sprawling city, a lot of different ideas. Keanu will be one of the many NPCs you interact with throughout the game. He's going to be kind of your mentor in the game, is what they hinted at. Of course, this is not the first big cyberpunk thing that Keanu Reeves has been in. Of course, there's The Matrix, if you consider that cyberpunk. And then Johnny Mnemonic, which is...
Oh, wow, that's...
Johnny Mnemonic is such a fun movie.
Hadn't heard that name in a long time.
Oh, it's good.
Surprisingly good pinball machine that came out of that, too.
That's what I've heard. But, for those who have not seen Johnny Mnemonic is a movie where Keanu Reeves is basically a data courier by keeping data stored in his head, and Dolph Lundgren is Jesus or something. Like, I don't even know, but it's hilarious. Who's Jones? He's that guy who fucks your mother.
Holy shit. I need to watch that movie. It's been years.
Oh, I love Johnny Mnemonic.
That
I fucking love that movie. It's hilarious. And then, of course, the one game I was probably anticipating the most, we did get game footage of Final Fantasy VII, the remake. Now, it is part 1, from what they are saying. Part 1 will be Midgar and everything that happens in Midgar. And they're probably going to divide it into 3s. They're probably going to have it be part 1 is Midgar, part 2 is everything leading up to what you would consider to be the beginning of Disc 3 in Final Fantasy. It'll basically like be dividing by disc almost, in a way. Because Midgar is a big part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And they are probably going to extend it a little bit. I love the new combat system. I like the ability to move people around. I like the fact that you're going to be able to use the environment against your enemies. Plus, there's an ATB system that when you rack up enough action points, you can stop everything and then issue commands. And those commands do even more damage than they would have beforehand. So it gives it a feel almost like you're playing the action in Advent Children, which was the only good thing about Advent Children. So, and by the way, might get shit for this. I don't know if I will. I like Tifa's redesign. It makes sense for a woman in combat, in a way. Well, what she's wearing above the waist makes sense for a woman in combat. She's got her old, tank top that she wore, but she's wearing a sports bra underneath it. It's like, well, that makes sense because she's still very blessed in the chest area. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen a woman run, but if they're chesty, those things are flying everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And
smart
it gets
idea.
very hurtful and uncomfortable from what I'm told.
Yep. And yes, I know Cloud's giant sword is completely impractical and unrealistic. Tifa still looks cool. She's still a babe. That's the important thing. Because let's be honest, if this was in the hands of a Western developer here in America, she would be Tom and would be transgender. So don't start complaining. I don't want to hear it. So let's go ahead and get to might be called an NPC. Anyway, so E3 in general. Aside from those highlights we talked about, not as strong of a show as I was expecting. I was hoping we would have more of a turnout. A lot of games, we got a lot of announcements, but not a lot of gameplay shown on stage. And that was a little disconcerting. Like Microsoft's conference was trailers for stuff that's coming next year. Nothing showing gameplay this year. We didn't even get gameplay footage on the main stage of Gears 5, which is their next big IP that's dropping. I think November or October or something like that. No, it's September, I think. So beginning of the fall. September 10th, Gears 5 comes out, and there's barely any hype about it. And it sucks because it looks good from what I've seen of the gameplay. It looks fun as hell. But that really surprised me. Trying to think. Not much gameplay for, or if any, if you consider that gameplay, for Halo Infinite. Obviously Sony wasn't there. They're doing their own thing now. I don't know what's going on here. to be honest with you. Like, it just, there was just a lacking of things. There was also, like, I don't know, it's just all trailers and no gameplay.
It certainly seemed that way. I mean, even Gears of War 5 didn't have really much of a story thing. It was just their new multiplayer mode.
Yeah, Serena gives us $6, says Final Fantasy VII's combat is based on 15. I'm not surprised by that. And also, no Bayonetta 3. That was one thing I was surprised by. Mm-hmm. No Bayonetta 3. So that was very odd. And yeah, like the trailer for Gears 5 that they showed for the main story was just like a bunch of faces and shit. And then they released a clip on YouTube that kind of went unnoticed. That was like a really interesting like sparring thing with another character that they introduced. Like, I'm left with so little afterwards that I don't really feel invested in where any of these companies are going forward. It really felt like a bunch of nervousness, like everybody was expecting a bunch of new technology to get introduced and it didn't happen. You know, and I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. And that's really weird coming out of E3. I don't know what to think about it. I mean, we have big games that are coming out, and I think we've gone over them. But I was just surprised that, like, with the Ubisoft thing, for Honor, they didn't announce the next hero there. That would have been the one place to do it. Instead, they announced, like, an event. It's like, You know, it's like, here's some gear. Well, okay. Hatman, you're really quiet. Why are you really quiet?
It's just, E3 wasn't really spectacular for me at all. It wasn't a big thing. Like, I caught the Microsoft and Nintendo conferences, and then I kind of tuned out after that. Like, there wasn't really anything, like, well, I guess, like I said, for lack of a better word, spectacular about it. I mean, I was kind of underwhelmed. Like I said, you know, Nintendo's thing was even kind of underwhelming for me, and there were a bunch of game announcements in that.
Yeah.
Like No More Heroes 3, for example. Oh, shit, you know, I should be excited for something like that, but here I am, like, Animal Crossing.
And I'm looking through, like, a tech radar list of, like, the best in show. And I'm looking through some of these, and some of these were announced, like, beforehand. And that's kind of what kills a little bit of it. Like, and they didn't really show enough. Well, Dying Light 2, from what I've seen of it, looks really good. So that's going to be interesting. Excuse me. Doom Eternal obviously was huge. Jedi Fallen Order surprised me, and it wasn't what I was expecting at all. It was very grounded as a game.
And like we said before, I'm fairly certain that's intentional, so it doesn't get automatically compared to The Force Unleashed.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they're getting away from The Force Unleashed, and there have been statements that apparently it's going to have some Souls elements to it, which would explain the combat. Like the fights with the mini bosses looks like fights out of Sekiro, which is good because that's like Sekiro has the best sword combat I've ever played in a video game in years. So, let's see. Chaos Sonic throws a little bit extra our way. Let's see what he says here. Says Bethesda's a pain in the ass. Doom Eternal's still great. Ubisoft didn't care. Nintendo won. Microsoft was okay. Keanu Reeves still was badass. EA was boring. Devolver Digital was fun. Well, Devolver's always fun. But
and EA is always boring because sports.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, their only big offering was Jedi Fallen Order. What they announced for Apex Legends wasn't even that interesting. Like, the new hero was kind of neat. You know, I liked the fact that whenever she does something that she likes, she claps her hands and gives it like a piece of character. And in character shooters like that, you need it. You know? So, I mean, that goes back all the way to Team Fortress 2. But like other ones I'm looking through here, like Baldur's Gate 3 was announced prior, because that was a big part of like the Stadia launch and things like that. So, but Breath of the Wild 2 is happening. Like Midnight Ghost Hunt, I really couldn't say much. They did announce like another Wolfenstein title called Cyberpilot, which could be good. We'll have to see what happens.
Also kill all or destroy all humans.
Yes, the remake. But that was announced before the conference started. So, kind of a weird E3 to say the least.
Mm-hmm. Just a bit.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will say about the team over who's making the new Wolfenstein game that looked kind of cringy. They compared game journalists to Nazis.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I guess they're trying to win our favor.
Yes, because I was on Twitter. I'm like, what the fuck? I love this game now.
Nazi propaganda.
And by the way, one thing I have found interesting, I've been playing Fallout 76 since it's free this week. It's not bad. It's laggy, but it's fun to play. It's not something I would spend $60 on, though. You just don't like Fallout. So, meh. But I do. And, yeah, it was surprisingly fun. For now. But I have a feeling it could get repetitive quickly. But let's move on to another, Blink once if Todd Howard is in your house. I was critical simultaneously. Don't start that with me. I'm not Greg Miller.
Well, I mean...
No, I have a spine. Greg Miller does not have a spine. Greg Miller is a jellyfish.
I was going to say Greg Miller is actually Todd Howard, but...
And on top of that, whenever Greg Miller sees a bus come by, he looks to see if he can find Colin Moriarty to throw him under it.
Ah! Whoops.
Speaking of IGN employees, or former ones at least... Oh, wait, Serena threw more money at me. I'm not dancing. But, no, she said, Nintendo's going to milk my Switch for what it's worth. I love me some JRPGs. Also, Code Vein looks interesting. I love some Weeb Souls. So I thought Code Vein looked kind of weak. Like Bloodborne Light. But to each their own. The aesthetic doesn't get me, admittedly. Not big on waifus, as we all know. But,
Oh, no mention of Yu Suzuki throwing his backwards under the bus? Oh!
Yeah, that Shenmue's going to be on the Epic Games Store exclusively.
Oh, yeah. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it's a good thing that I have the PlayStation... I have a PlayStation 4. I would never, ever put any... Like, I deleted... Like, I had Epic Games Store for 5 minutes, and then I deleted it. Like, they disgust me. So...
Yeah, that deserves a fuck 'em.
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck 'em.
But anyway, speaking of fuck 'em, so IGN.
Can't spell ignorant
without IGN. Non-lethal option in Modern Warfare. Upset that you're killing terrorists in Modern Warfare. You're complaining that a game called Modern Warfare feels too real. Like, what the fuck are you on? Hatman did not watch the video between things.
No, I didn't.
So Hatman needs to watch the video while we're doing this.
Oh, God. All right, link me the video. Or tell me what the video is called so I can...
Just look up IGN Modern Warfare. But you'll also find a bunch of people, like, thinking it's hilarious. So you'll probably find the link in those videos. But
the most divisive game of E3?
Yeah.
One?
Like, no, it's not, first and foremost. It's not divisive at all.
Jesus Christ, 7 minutes long.
People who are gamers, people who enjoy video games, are looking forward to this. This is the first time that I think people have been hyped up about a campaign in a Call of Duty game in a long time. Last time I could think people were hyped up about one was probably Black Ops. IGN's trying to push a narrative there. But the fact of the matter is that where we find ourselves with this is we have a game that is, or at least what they want to do with it is a reimagining of the first game that highlights what happened during the War on Terror, which is one of the dirtiest and longest wars that has ever happened, where there's a lot of shit that went on that people aren't happy about. Like, you watch I referenced this last time we talked about it. I did a whole video on this. Is when there was, of course, Black Hawk Down. There's a scene near the end where a man is shot, and a woman runs over to his body to cry over him. Then she picks up a rifle and tries to shoot an American. I know we have veterans who are constant viewers of this show and of this channel, and they will tell you right out of the gate, you pick up a weapon and you turn it on a soldier, you are an enemy combatant. Period. Point blank. Doesn't matter if you're a woman or what have you, you're an enemy combatant.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the world that a soldier lives in. Is there is the possibility of death around every corner. And they do it anyway. And if it's too real for you, or you're worried about the women, I know women who are excited about this game. Because they love video games. And they love video games for being video games.
What the hell is this jarring? I'm watching the video right now. How is it jarring? How is it any more jarring than... Okay. Remember when Modern Warfare 2 dropped and the no Russian mission was like the big deal?
Yeah.
That did not get nearly as much hate, think pieces, what the fuck ever. Not nearly.
Oh, yeah. It's because they're all white. The victims were all Arab, but they would have been screaming racism. But because it's Russians killing their own citizens, it's different.
Fuck IGN. Fuck it.
I've lost the Hatman. But no, when it comes right down to it, there is, and I know I'm saying that a lot, there's no reason to be upset about this, like, at all. And No Russian was incredibly crazy. And then in Modern Warfare 3, like, you see a child get blown up by an exploding ice cream truck. Like, that's incredible. You know, like, that they could be jarred by this. It's like, what series have you been playing up to this point? Or they haven't been. And that's generally the problem. Because game journalists don't play video games. So... I mean,
IGN a fuck.
Yeah, pretty much. And there was some pretty crazy shit that went on in the first Modern Warfare. Does nobody remember the whole level at the intro of the game where you are playing a deposed politician in the back of a car being driven by a Russian terrorist and a Saddam Hussein stand-in, let's be honest. towards your own execution, and you're seeing civilians being executed in the streets. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, where have these fuckers been? Oh, I know. Leftist colleges getting gender studies degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
All right, final topic of the day. Hatman, what the fuck?
That is the question. What the fuck is the question? And the answer is because Reset Era. Reset Era is shit. So, basically they had a secret Discord group with a lot of their moderators participating about how pedophilia needs to be normalized. Pedophile tendencies are quite normal. Age is just a number. That whole stuff. And they're covering it the fuck up. When it got called out, when shit leaked, they went to cover everything up. Block people on Twitter asking admins and whatnot about it. Fucking even 4chan's VMods, or janitors, let's be real at this point, are fucking removing threads about it. Like, it's going full cover-up mode because, holy shit, people, of course, on Reset Era getting fucking banned for talking about it. And on top of that, some of the accused people are changing their usernames so they can avoid catching shit for it. If that's not an admission of guilt, I don't know what the fuck is at this point. And yeah, as Ghost points out, they did this shit back during NeoGAF.
Yep.
It is fucking despicable. Just it's retarded.
Yeah. And this is what's really disgusting, is that this has been something that has been going on in the lefty gaming circle for years.
Mm-hmm.
I did a video about this too, because some of you might remember the manlet Destiny having a discussion about moral child pornography. You know, that's just the tip of the fucking iceberg. Like, there are people who play online games that are fucking sexual predators. No, they are sexual predators trying to fuck your children, I should say. And it's just been there for years. And any time that something comes up about it, people try to bury it.
Mm-hmm.
He's got another donation here. Chaos Sonic says, Reset Era getting shit on. Hold on a minute. Leaves and plays the dancing crab meme. Now he's back.
Okay, so the big one. Let me address this. Why did KIA silence discussion on this? So, KIA is subjected to harsher rules of Reddit by the admins because we are just one of those subs. It's to the point where anything and everything that could be considered dox is considered dox. What was it? The Mod Talk leaks from way back in the day got taken down because they were considered dox.
Yep.
Because some people didn't have the same usernames on it. It was bullshit. It's to the point now where the rule about you can't even post somebody's Twitter handle unless they have over 2,500 followers, that came from the admins. That's one of those, well, you know, they have to be a somebody in order to do that shit. So with this, we're taking a proactive approach in saying, okay, if you post any actual names about it, we have to take it down, because knowing Reset Era and the fucking retards there, they're going to spam the fuck out of the admins. And on top of that, I know one of the fucking people involved there, all the foxes, straight up runs the Reddit Power Mod Discord server. So that's a direct line to the admins, for those who don't know. that is definitely a fucking way that we would get shit canned. But they would run their fucking mouths and get the sub shut down for docs, which is bullshit.
Yeah,
Total bullshit.
You have to keep something in mind of lefty tactics. Is they will try to say that the public is the private, even
Yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody can figure out a way to post all of this shit and just like blank the names out, put like individual 1, individual 2, still tell the whole story, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. It takes effort.
And some people would rather play Julian Assange.
Yeah.
So what next is the question. I mean, hopefully somebody called the FBI.
Reddit would ban you to defend pedophiles. Yeah, it certainly seems that way. But then again, when Reddit's run by fucking morons, what do you expect?
Yeah.
What happens next? People are losing it, and they're banning en masse in fucking Reset era. Like, people are really, really trying to bring this to light. Like, saying, hey, at least come out in front of this. And they're just getting banned for slandering the mod team or some other bullshit. I would expect at this point, somebody has forwarded this to the FBI. I think, like,
They fucking better have!
Yeah, I think some people have tried to come out and say, oh, no, it's not as big a deal as you think it is, but...
Bull fucking shit! They want to fuck children!
Mm-hmm. And, the record has shown at this point, more likely than not, if you're somebody who's defended pedophilia, you're more than likely going to have CP on your fucking servers.
Yep.
You're going to have CP somewhere. So, I hope this is the fire that finally burns away Reset era. Because, goddamn, we knew back when it was still gaff that it was cancerous. But Jesus Christ.
Chaos Sonic throws another $5 our way. He says, I'm surprised Randy Pitchford is not part of Reset era. It would make a ton of sense.
Oh, God.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Well, considering...
It's a magic trick.
Considering all the developers and games journalists that go there...
Yeah, they love them some Jim Sterling.
Makes you think. But, needless to say, we have a button.
Yeah, we have a button for this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's one that's well-deserved.
Yeah. We saved up the ammunition for this one.
And boy, oh boy, are we happy to hit it. Exterminatus on Reset era. Fuck pedos.
Fuck them.
We have arrived, and it is now that we fulfill our charge. In fealty to the Lord our God, and by the grace of his throne, I declare Exterminatus upon whatever scumbag we're declaring Exterminatus on today. I hereby sign the death warrant of an entire wherever, and consign 1,000,000 souls, maybe, to oblivion. May Imperial Justice account in all balance. The Emperor protects.
Deus vos, Deus vos, Deus vos, Deus vos, Deus vos.
All right. Time to move into the Q&A. So, let's go ahead and get to... I didn't see any questions from donations as of yet. No. But Alistair in the chat, rather in the patron Saints Discord, I should say. Hope I won't touch a nerve with this, but he says, for the Entertainment Podcast, what do you think of both Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen? I think that if Spider-Gwen didn't have as cool of a design costume as she did, no one would care. Miles Morales is okay. Don't even start with me. They did Trump MODOK in her book.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not going to defend that one. But I still like Spider-Gwen. I'm always gonna like Spider-Gwen. And Miles, I like Miles too. I like how he's not just a rehash of Peter Parker like people thought he was going to be. I like the fact that he's his own dude.
Yeah, they've gone out of their way to make him not Black Peter Parker.
Yeah. Well, not really like the stand-in for the black superhero either, because I forget where it was, but it was one issue where Miles Morales was like in a FaceTime chat or something with somebody like, oh my God, the Spider-Man is a person of color, and he's like, why does that matter?
Yeah, like I just want to be Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Like I like that. I like that. Even if the guy who created him is, but
because Bendis, yeah, we know.
Yeah. Still like who Miles ended up becoming.
Then Talon Silverbane asks, thoughts on Epic throwing money around to buy exclusives like Shenmue 3, who are now refusing refunds for people upset about it. Do you think it'll be work in their favor or end up ruining their chance at the Steam competitor we need? Well, that's the thing. You keep pulling this sort of shit out and you're trying to buy out people's contracts before the game's even out. People are going to be pissed. They don't like your platform.
Yep, people are already pissed.
Excuse me. People are already pissed because of the whole Tencent thing. And now they're... See, this is not how you go about building a Steam alternative. The idea should be to provide better services, not exclusives because you're buying them out. And it's not even that you're buying them out, it's you're buying promises from people. You are more or less buying out pre-orders from some of these people.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Shenmue thing, like straight up, no, you're not going to get a Steam edition of the game, even though that's what you wanted and that's what you paid for. No, you don't get a refund for it. That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. That's like GameStop saying, okay, you pre-ordered this game on PS4, but it turns out it's an exclusive for the Xbox One now. You're getting the Xbox One game whether you like it or not. No refunds. You don't get to do anything.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Exactly.
No, that's bullshit.
It's bullshit. Chaos Sonic throws another $5 at us. Jeez, man. Says, with me and how women look in video games, I think it depends. As to me, for fan games, it's just for fun. While I get you don't like fan service games, to each their own, and beauty of the free market is someone for everyone. Your thoughts? Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and that's something I agree with. At the end of the day, is take a shot. There's a if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. I don't like waifu bullshit. I don't. It's not my thing. But if you like it, I'm not going to say that it doesn't deserve to exist. And that's like, should this exist is the mindset of the censor. And I will never go down that road. I'm not afraid of other people's thoughts. I have no reason to be. Let's see, what else? Oh, we got Zion the Blank asks, thoughts on Commander Keen being turned into generic mobile game number 1735529.
Yeah, that's not Commander Keen.
I don't know anything about Commander Keen, so I really have no attachment.
That's not Commander Keen. They resurrected an old IP and just so they could slap the name Commander Keen on some bullshit mobile game. Yeah, it's not Commander Keen.
I know nothing.
That it from looks like it.
Yeah, that is it from the Discord server.
Okay, so we'll answer John Doe's question from the last show since he's gonna miss this one.
Yes.
Your thoughts on the left conflating transgenderism with transhumanism with the rise of Cyberpunk 2077?
Oh my fucking god.
Oh, Lord. It's funny how they were so quick to jump on CD Projekt Red for this, trying to commodify LGBT stuff, and it's Pride Month, and literally every major corporation has changed their logo to
the
fucking
rainbow
shit. Sorry, but I guess I guess rainbow capitalism is still a thing in the dystopian cyberpunk future.
Yeah.
Oh god. It's stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
Not to mention, if you're complaining transgenderism with transhumanism, you are a moron.
Yeah. No. Well, they can supplement each other, but they're not the same fucking thing.
No.
Let's not even remotely. Jesus Christ. All right. Let's, Jesus, I don't know why I'm yawning so much today. Let's move to the chat. All right, I need my pen so I can write down names.
Okay. Enzo Mafioso wants to know if first we can get his question from last week
Yeah.
answered. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, we don't have the question from last week, so you're going to have to ask it again.
Yeah. Sarita donated $5. She says, long entertainment question in the email that's exclusive to me. Wants to get my thoughts on it from a Christian perspective, but that can be saved for the overflow. Fair enough.
Yes, we will say that for overflow.
That's probably going to be a long one anyway. So,
Cooper's Revenge Home wants to use the entertainment question to give an update on Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel. The Trophy Girls are back as playable racers this time, along with Crash's girlfriend, Tana.
Nice.
Good on Activision. Good job.
Incel's question from last week was thoughts on Fallen Order. Looking forward to it, but worried about EA doing something shady. Well, they're pretty adamant, even at E3, about the fact that there's going to be no microtransactions or loot boxes or anything with this game. The developers really wanted to make a single-player experience, from what I could tell. And that I think that we're going to get it, and I think it's going to shock a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think there will inevitably be downloadable content for it.
Yeah.
I don't think that there will be microtransactions for it.
Yeah, I don't know how you would put microtransactions in there.
No.
But knowing EA, they'd probably find a fucking way. I mean, they did it for Dead Space 3. They found a way to do it for Dead Space 3.
Yeah.
So.
Leonardo Juan asked thoughts about Anita Sarkeesian's article about this year's E3
Correction.
tomorrow.
Correction. It's not just Anita Sarkeesian's. It's Anita Sarkeesian and Carolyn Pettit. So if that article does not have a disclosure that is sponsored by Feminist Frequency, they're fucked up.
I'm pretty sure there wasn't a disclosure.
That's fucked up. It's sponsored content at that point.
Yep, but no, video is video tomorrow.
I guess I'll give what little thoughts I have on it. Why is she still relevant?
Because the left.
Her 15 minutes finally ended.
They don't want those 15 minutes to be over for her.
Oh no, absolutely not. She doesn't, and I'm glad that more people now are basically telling her to fuck off and stay in her lane.
Yeah.
But whatever she can do to continue fundraising, because that came accompanied with a tweet like, "Oh well, they're not giving money to Feminist Frequency." Well, maybe it's because they're a fucking fraudulent organization. Maybe that's because you don't use the money for jack fucking shit, and maybe that's because you still haven't followed through on your Kickstarter promises.
Yeah.
Still waiting for the DVDs, by the way.
Why has no one sued her yet?
That's a good fucking question.
Somebody called Ty Beard.
Somebody needs to. I expect Zoe Quinn will probably eat a lawsuit soon too with her own Kickstarter bullshit thing.
Oh yeah. All right. Hardboiled Entertainment asks, so with Keanu Reeves enjoying a renaissance due to John Wick, says he's totally game for coming back as Constantine for the DCEU. How would I like that? Constantine's a surprisingly fun movie, but I really didn't like the fact he was so different from the comic book version.
Who played John Constantine in the TV series?
I don't remember, but you have to. Constantine has to be British. It's a big part of his character. Like, it has been since Alan Moore created him. So, no, I would rather have Keanu as the question.
That'd be good. Matt Ryan. And he was Welsh, too, so that's close enough.
Hopefully there were no sheep anywhere on set.
Oh my god. That was 2014?
Yeah.
Holy
It's
shit.
been a while.
Wow. That wasn't bad either.
Matchstick wants to know, with the Cyberpunk 2077 hype, thoughts on the trope of the human body not being sacred anymore, massive amounts of modifications on everyone's body. I think that I'm hoping that they integrate that into the game, because that's been something
stupid not to.
That was something that was posed to me, because I am not anti-transhumanism at all. You know, I think that I'm a big supporter of bionics, specifically, because think of our veterans who come home and they sacrifice all of that, including limb, and I would love to see them be able to walk properly again.
Well, that's more prosthetics as necessity. I don't like the idea of it just for like...
That's cosmetic modification is different. Like me wanting to turn myself into basically an immortal creature. Yeah. Like me wanting to be fucking Superman with like robot parts. Like that's different. That's different. Like, because I will freely admit, like you say, Micah, we're gonna turn you into Adam Jensen. I'll be like, where the fuck do I sign up? I totally asked for this.
Nope, I didn't ask for that. Yeah. I don't want it. Call me Jon Snow because I don't want it.
It's like, Micah, we're gonna give you the abilities to like leap up in like buildings and be RoboCop. Do you want that? Fucking right, I do.
Nope.
Provided my dick is still there, I'm good.
Keep me as God made me.
So, there will be a point, though, in the future, I think, probably in the next 100 or 200 years, where most people will probably have some sort of artificial, like, organ or something.
Probably so. Unless it's a necessity, no, keep me away from it. Don't want it. Not for me.
I've always loved discussions on transhumanism and kind of like the extension of it. For those who like, Battle Angel Alita is a really good example of that. Like, Alita's phenomenal cyberpunk. So,
you want to be Robo Micah?
Dun 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 dun.
Oh man, I guess I've been Robo Hatman enough to know that I don't like it. Oh, we got a Discord.
Yes, we do. Holy Ninja still wants to know, favorite type of hero?
Ironic hero.
Fun to read? I don't really have a type. Like, not really. Venom. There you go.
Anti-hero, then. I've always liked the Byronic hero. I like someone who's not really likable, but is sort of likable and still has that tragic element to him. But I don't like the stereotypical ones, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
Micah would be Mecha Gorilla, so I'd be Cygor from Spawn.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Reluctant Hero is a good one.
Yeah.
Sometimes that crosses over with
That
Byronic,
would probably be my choice, I would guess, because Spider-Man, is my favorite superhero ever. But, I have finally decided that I do want to have, whenever I get a poster right here next to my desk, probably going to be Venom. And then I'll have one over here that'll probably be Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. So. Let's see here. How would I write Nightcrawler? We're getting that one for the overflow. That's a long one.
Yeah, let me go ahead and put that into the overflow document then.
Let's see here.
Source 100 asks, thoughts on Pokemon Sword and Shield, Thanos snapping the old Pokemon away? That is bullshit. All their excuses are bullshit. They could have said...
Wait. No Blastoise?
Maybe. Potentially.
What?
The rumor mill right now says that all the starters are going to be in it. But not every last Pokemon. Apparently there's going to be exactly 1,000 Pokemon in the decks at this point. But not all of them will be in the game. So when you transfer your Pokemon up from last gen through Pokemon Home, which is their new data harvesting thing, you won't be able to send some of those Pokemon to Sword and Shield. They've tried to say, well, it's because we can't give everything animations, which is bullshit because they're literally repurposing the animations from Gen 6 and Gen 7. They future-proofed that one. They don't have to make new animations. Well, competitive balance, that's bullshit too because they have balanced it in past games by saying you're only allowed to use these Pokemon in competitive forms. All that nonsense. It's bullshit. It's total fucking bullshit. They could have just as easily said, we don't have the space for everything, and I would have accepted that. I would have accepted that and said, okay, but you better patch the game later on to bring them all in. But now they're saying, no, it's too many and we can't deal with it. We can't be bothered. No, fuck you, Game Freak. That's bullshit, and you know it.
Yeah, if I can't have Blastoise, fuck you. I'm not buying it.
That's fucking bullshit.
You can't even win me over if we can bring back Swamp Thing and Bong Water.
Yeah. You can play with him on Pokemon Home on your phone. Yeah, that's bullshit. No, fucking some people have literally been able to transfer their Pokemon up from Gen 3. Those are over 15 years old now. That's old shit. And you're telling me that now, okay, well, they have to live in a fucking phone limbo forever? Fuck you.
Ugh. Do you hear that?
That cracking?
Yes, because that felt great. I'm your Pepper. That's getting a video too, just so you know. What is the main problem with Mark Miller? So, my issue with Mark Miller is he tends to deconstruct and be a little edgy. But there are some books where he does that are phenomenal, and there are some that not so much. Like Civil War is a really good example where it fell apart right at the end of it. And there's others I can probably think of too. But Nemesis is another good one that I thought was really way too edgy. And a little bit too cynical. So he's very hit or miss.
Oh, God. Hellblazer asks, would you be interested in a remake of Parasite Eve? That game deserves a lot more recognition than it has.
Yeah.
Demo. Didn't they...
They did not remake it. They gave it a third game and it sucked.
What was it, the third birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm fairly certain they remade it or did something, like ported it to the PSP.
They might have done a port, but that's probably it.
Maybe I'm just thinking of the third birthday.
You might just be, because that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with Hardboiled Entertainment that Old Man Logan does kind of have a bullshit setup. Is Mysterio tricking him into killing all the X-Men? So he couldn't smell them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, forgets one of his powers. Alright, one question that was asked was, how do we define heroic? Who was it that asked that one? It was Leonardo Juan. So, heroic is basically the ability to sacrifice oneself for the good of another human being.
Mm-hmm.
That's the dictionary definition, and that's basically how it goes.
Yeah. Selfless sacrifice. Not someone who does it for power or glory or any sort of personal gain. They're willing to take a loss for the benefit of others.
And as to why it is considered a good thing, it's because in this world, there will always be conflict. It is part of humanity's nature. And as such, when you think about that, there has to be somebody who's willing to defend the people who cannot defend themselves, the people who could become the victims, and if they are unable to be there at the time, the ones who are able to bring the people who did this to justice. Though just that idea alone requires a level of dedication and sacrifice, and belief in something beyond yourself that is something we consider noble in our society. Because you're shedding yourself of things that people have trouble shedding yourself of. Ego, things along those lines. You don't find the egotist as a hero very often. And if they are, it's not really done for heroism. It's done for, some sort of self-gratification. So that's why. All right. So, let's go ahead and move into the closing. I want to thank Daniel Garza and Hardboiled Entertainment for becoming our new mods. We definitely need you. That is for sure.
Yes.
Don't forget to check your emails. I did send you invites to the Discord server, which is where we have have mod discussions. So that will be needed. As for donations, we want to thank Serena and Chaos Sonic for being as generous as you were this week. That is very much appreciated, for sure. Other than that, also thank you to our patrons, or as I like to call you, the patron saints. You guys will also be seeing some changes coming to the main channel. Kind of redoing the way that I'm going forward with things. And on top of that, I'm hoping next week we get to relaunch my Twitch channel. And one thing you guys are going to want to do is go over to a website called notify.me and look me up on there, and you will get notifications of all of my YouTube videos and all of my Twitch streams through that app. It's free to use, and it's awesome. Seriously. It keeps you plugged into your favorite creators and, basically reroutes all the bullshit that YouTube has been doing lately and just completely avoids it and gives you directly there. So, Hatman, any closing words or thoughts?
My only closing thought is, Jesus Christ, I need some Chick-fil-A.
Me too, but I'm gonna resist today. Oh wait, I want to answer this one real quick before we go, because Inglewood, June 28th. By the way, possibility I might be on Comic Artist Pro Secrets tonight to discuss the book. We'll have to see what happens. But would I be willing to do crossovers with other Comicsgate comics? Well, I don't know. I don't, because and Chaos Sonic just gave me more money. Goodness, people do not like us leaving.
Nope.
It's possible. We'll have to see. He says, that's why I am not a patron. I am not really a saint, just generous. Fair enough. But anyway, it would be interesting to see, because there would be a clash between the characters. But they do kind of do different things. The only other street level hero I can think of in a Comicsgate comic is Lone Star. But he's doing like vampire hunting stuff now. And like, Inglewood is all about fighting street gangs. So I don't really know if that would really work that well. Because it feels like what Mike is doing is like Blade meets Captain America, which is kind of cool. So, but I wouldn't count it out. If Ethan said, "Hey Micah, do you want an alternate cover of Cyberfrog and the Saint of Inglewood?" Like, I know that my money, like the amount we would make, would jump that much. Like, fuck. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Now, Hatman, do you have any final words?
Still want some Chick-fil-A.
Yes. Okay. Keep an eye out, of course, guys. Again, merch store coming soon. Inglewood, June 28th. Indiegogo. Keep your eyes out. We also have a brand new colorist who will be working on the book with us. His name's Armand. You can find him on Twitter at ShitMandoSays. And yeah, we've got a team, and it's pretty fucking good, I gotta say. And then after that, plan-wise is 3 nights, 4 days. My artist for that one is going to be starting on that one very soon. Hopefully we will have a publisher for a monthly Inglewood comic coming up as well. We do have some potentials for that. Brian and I have been talking about it. He's been doing some things on that end. And then the ones after that, we are hoping for Project Lazarus, depending on how Bob's schedule is. And then after that, possibly the Misadventures of Blarg.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
So, we're going to go ahead and take off. We'll see you guys next week. My name is Micah Curtis.
And I'm Alex Baldwin, also known as The Hatman.
We appreciate you guys. Davis Volt.
Davis Volt.